Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The one true Blitzball champ is back here with a brand new video here on the U to the 2. So, I wanted to talk about a little something. As you can see, I had to dress a certain way for this video. There's a reason for this. Rocking my Virtua Fighter over everything shirt. Shout outs to Ride Nuts for this awesome shirt. Thank you so much for making this possible, and it was a pleasure to do business with you. Lately, for a number of months, or mainly for as long as a lot of other VFers have known me, especially throughout playing Final Showdown. They all know that when it comes to Virtua Fighter, while I do enjoy the current Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, no doubt, but that is not what I consider my baby. It's not the one that I consider my fave. My fave would be Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. Now, I hear a lot of folks, that like Final Showdown, that say Final Showdown's the best version. And it's a good one. It's a good one. I remember when it first got announced and when it first got announced that it was coming to the US, I was very hyped. I was excited. Day one buy. And I double dipped 360 and PS3. Oh, you best believe it. Complete collection edition, all the add-ons, you know it. But looking back, after playing a lot of Final Showdown, a couple of years worth. I mean, come on, I've made 195 episodes of VF Arena. So obviously I'm experienced. But still to this day, my number one will always be Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. And there are 3 specific reasons why I will always pick Evo over Final Showdown without hesitation. So let me get into my reasons why. Number 1, the training mode. Now, while FS does have a great training mode, really, really great, I still feel strongly that the training mode, the dojo, in for Evo is a lot better. And the reason why I say that is a few things. One, I like how it not only gives you the opportunity to learn each command through the command training, not only does it allow, of course, free training, but the trial modes where it comes to different scenarios and also bread and butter combos for each character, I felt they did an excellent job with. And I felt like it was a great way to introduce players to the characters that they decided to jump into. It's like, hey, I want to learn this character. They could do that. And not only going through the training mode to do that, which don't get me wrong, I understand that there's plenty of wikis on VFDC and such. I'm not knocking that at all. But the fact that they put such greatness in these different strategies and these different combos and having the opportunity to practice them and to go through specific scenarios, I felt like VF4 Evo did such an excellent job with. And it was one of the first things that I did with each character before I went into quest mode. I felt like that was a great introduction into really learning a character. Not only just going through command training and just that's it, but actually being able to go through the different trials and different scenarios for not only, the general tips across the board, but also character specific combos and setups that they go into detail with. I think VF4 Evo did that very well. And that's why to this day, I will say that Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution has the best training slash practice slash dojo mode a fighting game can have. I am hopeful that as time passes and as more fighting games in general come out, that it can have the same sort of, or at least similar sort of training system. I think every single fighting game that ever comes out could use it. I really do. And if every fighting game had that, I would not complain at all ever about a training mode. Hands down. I would never complain about another training mode. If every fighting game that came out had that, I'd be set. The second reason, the quest mode. I really feel like the quest mode did a really good job of giving me an incentive of wanting to play with every character in that game. I think that really helped out with that. Because we have to remember, Final Showdown doesn't even have a quest mode or a Kumite mode or anything like that. It doesn't have that. It's a bummer. 5 Vanilla had a quest mode, but Final Showdown never had a quest mode. Doesn't have a quest mode. Having a quest mode really helped me. I'm a wolf main. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm a wolf main. But having the opportunity to rank up in quest mode, single player quest mode, with each character and unlock stuff gave me tons of incentive to play through quest mode with each character until I got to champion rank and unlock everything that I could. That gives me incentive to do that. Just quest mode being there gave me that incentive. Because to be honest with you, with Final Showdown, I mean, yeah, some of the characters are cool, but it's hard for me to really have the drive to learn a new character, or at least a character that I normally don't play with in Final Showdown. And I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being honest. It's really hard for me to sit down and do that, especially immediately. But having something like a quest mode or something equivalent to that really gives me a lot of incentive to want to play with each character. because it's like, oh, there's, stuff that I can unlock, costumes and stuff like that, and also can, you know, rank up. Not only that, you have the different side quests and quest mode that you get a chance to go through with each character. Gave me an opportunity to, if I can do this. Okay, I was able to do this with this character. Let's see if I can do the same thing with that character. Let's see if I can do the same side quest with this character. That's I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome to have things like that to give you incentive to make it worth playing with everybody. I felt like I enjoyed those kind of rewards. To be able to pimp out my character and also, hey, let's see if I can get every character to the champion rank in quest mode. You know what I mean? So I really embrace that. I really, really embrace that. Not to mention, the game released in the US instantly as a greatest hits. It's $20. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Um, the third reason, and this is some can say that this is a minor reason or a biased reason, and that's totally okay. If you feel that way, it's totally okay. It most likely is considered biased. But reason three is because BF4 Evo, I feel, had my favorite version of Wolf, Hawkfield. I felt like that game had the best version of Wolf Hawkfield. Now, don't get me wrong. I like him in FS. I like him in Vanilla. Haven't played a lot of 3, so I can't really speak on 3. And not really in 1 and 2, but I understand that that's where it all started. Even though around that time I was more of a Tekken guy. But I got so accustomed to Wolf's move list and just how he looked in VF4 Evo, especially with the changes that they did between 4 and 4 Evo, that I just really enjoyed that version the most for the longest time. Of course, there were certain moves that I really liked that I wish he had now. The vertical brainbuster is my favorite throw from Wolf, especially not so much damage wise, but animation wise. Uh, Schwein from the catch grab, the arm drag, that catch throw. Um, let's see, double German, double German suplex. He had the rock bottom. Of course, giant swing is a given, but just the number of throws, like the variety of throws that Wolf had in that version. And I'm a huge pro wrestling fan, so I love throws. But I really enjoyed those moves the most. Grizzly Lariat, one of my favorite striking moves from Wolf. They got rid of it in FS. Really, really hate that they did that. Um, but yeah, that was my favorite version of Wolf. And to be honest, that was my favorite version, of a couple of other characters. Leon, Pi, um, Jackie, Sarah. Um, those characters, I felt like for Evo, were my favorite versions of them, or versions that I really enjoyed the most. Now I understand that, you know, some of them did keep a lot of, their VF4 Evo moves, and transitioning from that to 5 vanilla, which I can't say too much about VF4 Final Tune because it never came out in the US. And the only time that I played Final Tune was at No Matter the Cost, thanks to the NYC crew. Um, but those characters I really liked when I got the chance to play with them in VF4 Evo. Jeffrey as well. Jeffrey as well. But yeah, when it came to Final Showdown, most people know me well. Uh, for Leon and Pi, cannot stand the versions of them in FS. I really don't like what they did with them in FS. Like some of the animation changes, some of the changes of how certain moves are done, and just I really now don't get me wrong, those two characters aren't characters that I really dived deep into in Final Showdown, but from what I've played of Final Showdown with Leon and Pi, I just think it's atrocious. Just going through their move lists, just I just don't like the FS versions of them. I think they're bad. I think they're really bad. So BF4 Evo all the way for those two characters, especially those two characters. Um, and my final reason for why I embrace BF4 Evo as my number one over FS is kind of a cheesy one, but I'm being honest. The numerous times that I've played BF4 Evo, which was only with maybe one or two specific friends, they know who they are. Uh, it really helped me to embrace offline BF, especially looking at how things are with the current VF games and just the current fighting games now with online play. Uh, Me and one of my longtime friends, shout outs to Sly Nature, we always talked VF as we played for the longest time, number of years. He was one of the main ones that helped get me into VF through VF4. And we both really came to the agreement that we strongly felt, because of how important frames were in VF, that there was really no point in VF ever having online play. We seriously felt that way for the longest time. And even looking at it now, after, experiencing online play, because I mean, I do understand and got to take into effect that online play is very popular. Arcades, have dwindled down over the years. And, outside of tournaments, I mean, offline play just doesn't seem as common for some folks. And that's understandable. That's understandable. But I strongly feel like being able to enjoy offline play, especially with VF4 Evo, being that it doesn't have any online play, I I treasure that. I really do, because it gets me more excited and motivated for playing others offline, regardless of how rare of an opportunity that may be, which was why I embraced it the most when I was at No Matter the Cost. And they did a tournament. for VF4. It was mainly a combination of Evo and Final Tune because I know they had Evo on some of the machines, and on the main machine they did have Final Tune, which was fine, which was totally fine. But I see how much impact, lag, and just online can affect VF. And while it's totally understandable because it's online, no connection is perfect, especially not, all the time. It fluctuates. I get it. You're going to have some good matches. You're going to have some bad matches. You're going to get some really nasty, nasty connection matches. And you're going to get some great, excellent connection matches. But because of how much of the impact lag can be in VF, just really, it damages the experience. And I'm thankful that throughout my years of playing VF4 Evo, especially up to now, because I still play it, I don't ever have to worry about that. I don't ever have to worry about that with my number one. So yeah, that's pretty much the main reasons why I prefer VF4 Evo over Final Showdown. Now, don't get me wrong, Final Showdown is still a great game. Love it. Always have, always will. That won't ever change. Just VF4 Evo will be number one in my heart. And there's no way possible that FS can ever replace that. Sorry, y'all, but I got to keep it real. The Blitzball champ has to keep it real. Now, this may stir the pot amongst others a little bit, but hey, I gotta be honest. I gotta keep it real. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you say VF4 Evo Blitzball champ, but what about VF4 Final Tune? That's the most current version of VF4. Uh, if I actually got a chance to play that or import that, then there's probably a great chance that that would be my number one. But here's the problem: I can't import it, and it never came out in the US. And if I remember correctly, it didn't even come out on console. So, what y'all want me to do? Ain't nothing I can do about that. So, VF4 Evo is easier access. Therefore, that's my baby. That's my baby. So, but yeah, let me know what y'all's thoughts are. All my VFers out there. Final Showdown or VF4 Evo? Which do you like? Do you like one more than the other? Do you hate more one than the other? Do you like them evenly? What do you like, dislike about both of them? Let me get your thoughts. Let me get your thoughts. I would love to hear what y'all have to say about this. But anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. This is Blitzball Champ signing off. Everybody have a blessed day. And I will see y'all soon.